A Narcomoeba attacked the turn it came into play because the board was stacked. Else it did what you're supposed to do and call a judge. Yep, that's exactly correct. All right, so we are... This is close to the stock-ish Mardu stuff. We've trimmed Pyromancers, Blood Moons, and some Bedlam Revelers. Yeah, there's a Green Tron left in the queue. And I think we've got Nahiri's, Unburial Rites, and some fatties for these Unburial Rites. So we'll see how this goes. The thing I always want to keep track of when I'm playing a deck like this, I always like to try and think about the cards we're drawing as we draw them and be like, you know, would this card be better as the more stock card? Yeah, Cold Shoulder, if you have any suggestions off the bat, that would be great. Otherwise, we'll just tweak as we go. One of the upsides to playing standard on Arena is that we can like play a match, make changes, play a match, make changes, which is great. Hey, the one and only Snoop Doge. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome. We are gonna play some Green Black Rock later. This deck was at the top of the queue, so I don't just want to ignore the queue. I want to make sure we play through the queue reasonably. Yes, and seems fine. One of the things I'm worried about with this, yeah, Klutz, if you want to come over, that would be a-okay. I'm planning to be up for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 hours. Oh, Klutz, if you come over, do you want to stop and get fruity alcohol somewhere on your way over? You have a box of wine. Oh, this is my surprise face that you have a box of wine. Stitcher Supply. All right. Soulfayer. Okay. Okay. I can dig it. Can you dig it? I can dig it. Listen. If my alcohol can't disguise itself as candy, I don't want it. Okay, that's all I'm saying. They have traversed the Ulvenwald in their Soulflare deck. That's an interesting tension, like Delve cards with Delirium. Glad to keep supporting you. I done share. Thank you for the 2-month resub there on the Twitch Prime. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I don't know. I don't think I've had wine in a long time. Not in recent memory. So sorry, back to talking about this deck. One of the things that's worth noting, I feel like, is that our secondary game plan addition to being a little bit clunky. Like, if you're looking at this hand right now, like, if these were young Pyromancers, we'd have them in play and be pressuring our opponent right now. But also, it kind of leans into our graveyard plan a little bit more, which can be a bad thing on occasion. So if our opponent has graveyard hate out, this isn't like, you know, Mardu Pyromancer where you just like play a Pyromancer and like go wide through that. Stream Decker's still set on Sultai Dredge. Yeah, it probably is. Good call. Stream Decker should be fixed via the power of the internet. Chromanticore and Zapalta. Do either of these things have hexproof? Flying, first strike. Neither of these things have hexproof, right? It's indestructible. Like this path takes out, it's gonna be like the nuts. FYI, if you're ever in the same room as 2 crowns at the same time, you're going to be drinking with them and not stop until they stop buying drinks. Well, I've never been drunk before, so I don't think I plan to change that anytime soon. Samat, double strike, vigilance, haste. All right. All right. Well, they are like all in on this game plan, huh? Are you telling me I shouldn't? Are you telling me I shouldn't come with? I shouldn't go to Dallas? Is what you're telling me, Justin? It'd be bad for my health to show up to the Dallas Open. Alright, so this is like a Soul Flare. I don't think this is lethal, right? This is gonna be like haste, double strike, lifelink, trample nonsense. Flying, first strike, haste. Where'd the hexproof come from? Oh, there was a Sylvan carry added in there? What the heck? Alright, untapped land, please. Untapped land, please. Untapped land, please. Alright, I guess I'm doing this. What's going on, Whistle Moes? Alright, so I'm going to take both their cards away here. We're going to path this. And we'll Liliana Edict this one. Evening Nivik. It's very probable I should have. I almost shoved a fourth leyline in the sideboard of this deck before I got cards for it. I decided against it. I think that was probably a mistake. Nah, if they draw a land, like Salvage could find them a 1 or a 2 drop. I need to get all their creatures out of play here. So that way I can like play Liliana and Edict this off the table. Fireball and Rumchata is really good. He had that and it was wonderful. I didn't say I can't get drunk. I said I've never drank enough to be drunk. That's, The Pirates deck is really sweet, Bionic. I'm a little upset that Marty put the Phoenix idea in my head, because I was, like, pretty set on just, like, playing the Pirates deck. And now, like, the Phoenix deck is sweet, too, so now, like, I have two great flavors, and I have to find the one that tastes the best. Caleb's doing Modern 2. I might only do one. Yeah, I'm only gonna do one Modern deck tonight then. We'll put Rock back in the queue. I didn't realize Caleb was on and doing Modern. I should have done my due diligence. I'll play some Standard after this league. That's like less reason to do Modern, because I have to like fight with Caleb for viewers. I came here for Rock. I'm not drawing cards here. There's really no reason to. They could like floop a thing with haste, just like get my health total high. Rock wasn't even anywhere close to the top of the queue. I might have cheated it a bunch of points and put some dealer's choice into it that I didn't need to. That's true. We are gonna play a standard Rock deck this evening. It is like real, like Modern already doesn't have a good viewer count recently, and like if I'm like competing with Caleb for like spreadsheet modern viewers, like it just doesn't make sense to do modern. Yeah, definitely, Veneer. That'll be a-okay to send on through. Ship me $1 dues. Link it up. All right. You have a thing I have a Liliana on for. Is there a haste hiding in here somewhere? Stinkweed imp, lol. Just make sure to link the deck list in the donation comment if you do send $1 dues. Yeah, the number of, like, basically, most of the expensive cards in Grixis Dust Shadow translate to other modern decks reasonably. Alright, so Leyline of the Void seems good. Settle actually seems great here. Elesh Norn doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Iona and Griselbrand are probably fine. Anguished Unmaking seems good. It's like another Path to Exile style effect. Collective Brutality does not seem particularly good. Yeah, I think Amulet is a pretty good Dredge matchup. In my experience, Amulet has a good Dredge matchup. This deck's got a lot of weird numbers in it. A lot of threes. A lot of threes, a lot of ones. Blessed Alliance probably really good, actually, right? Just like attack with one thing, get rid of it. Do I want these bolts? I wonder if bolts better than Damnation. I guess Zapulta is the only one that gives indestructible, so like not always going to have that. Yeah, Amulet Titan gets to put a quick clock on the table, and you just get to, well, I mean, all right, your deck doesn't work. I'll draw a lander of Faithless Looting at some point. This is a hot take. Dredge has always been good, and it's just that the new toy has encouraged people who would otherwise have put it down to pick it back up. I do think Creeping Chill probably makes the deck a little bit better, but I think it was fine without Creeping Chill. To be fair, the STG is nowhere close to being over. Emrakul, the Anus Torn, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Does just get control of no, actually. What's it called? Just dumpsters. Dredge just destroys Celestial Colonnade decks. It's like not particularly close. What was it playing before Creeping Chill? It was just playing more consistency. It was playing a bunch of cards that, like, another Dredger, another Enabler, stuff like that. Okay, we're doing it. I'm gonna grab Yield Godless Shrine here. Play this Explosives out for 2, I think. Let's clean this out. What's going on, Nick? Did you plan on playing Elite Invitational? How do you think the... So I need to play the Dredge matchup more. I thought it was bad. Dropping bits off for Blue Red Delver. No need to play tonight. Just happened to catch you live. Feel free to tweak. We'll do Mars. I appreciate the support. Yeah, I'll need to build a sideboard for you too. So I will probably get to that. I think I'm gonna take tomorrow off, but I'll probably get to that on Monday. I think that that's sweet enough that I could slot it into Monday. Thank you for clearing out your bits on me. I appreciate it. So it was really bad in that matchup, main, but the last couple times I've played it on stream, I feel like the cards that they cut, like, removed enough consistency from the deck that, like, you really have a shot. You really have a shot against Dredge. Like, once upon a time, I was definitely on the, like, Elves is basically unwinnable against Dredge, but the last couple of times I feel like their consistency is less and mine is more, and it, like, feels kind of okay for the Elf side. Maybe bidding both souls is bad here, because my opponent to play something like a Nihil Spellbomb, I'm gonna be really sad, just, like, have these Unburial Rites in my hand with nothing to do. It's, like, all dressed up with nowhere to go. With 3-1 borrowing someone's Ponza deck as a member of Twitch chat, Stone rating invigorated me. God bless. At least you embrace it, MTG Burn player. Yeah, basically, like, if you don't find it, Conflagrate fast. I've also been playing a couple of Scavenging Uses in the main deck, and just, like, Elves is the deck that, like, once Scavenging Use you untap with it, you just, like, never lose the game there. You did, oh yeah, you did successfully do the thing, sorry. You got the link and everything. Thank you, Fanir, for the support. I appreciate it. Lay the Land resolves. Yeah, honestly, that's what it's trying to do, right? Like, the deck is giving up consistency for the sake of, like, trying to be aggressive. Alright, sure. That's a hand of Magic the Gathering cards. I mean, like, they have a bunch of cards in their hand still. Does this cost 2 yet? This does cost 2. I think I'm just gonna slam this. I don't really need this Nahiri, right? If I throw $100 at you, will you play another Modern deck after this? Yes, Justin. For your money, I will play Modern. Assuming it's Black-Green Rock. It's a Black-Green. If it's a deck that doesn't suck, I'll play it. What do you want to see? Let's open the can of worms. Until to shout out your resub notification. I don't think you used it, Wesselmose. I'd have to check my submission for him. The Sultai control deck, like the one from the queue the one that I have in my queue with the Torrential Gear Hulks, or something that you have cooked up. If you want to throw a Benjamin at something already in the queue, if I throw 100 sub gifts at you, will you tell Justin to wake up? I will take 100 to play something already in the queue. In. Getting extra dollars to play something already in the queue is just good EV for me, because I'm gonna have to play it out of the queue right now anyways. Eventually anyways. Don't worry, chat. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. We could potentially stream like tonight. Standard is great. But I've made commitments, chat, and I am a man of my word, so I gotta get through all these modern decks in the queue. We're gonna be as chipper as possible while doing it, but I am with the standard is better folks right now. I am fully on that train. Standard is A+ right now. They mulligan to 6. We get to double discard spell them. Goodbye, Collective Brutality. I thought it was fully freezing. It just like did a freeze frame there for a moment though. Oh Moto, do 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 do. Gotta hit the iron while it's hot. There's always more time for a Sultai to suck in Modern. Should you play Jeskai or Blue-White Control? I honestly think Blue-White's better. If you do play Jeskai, I think you should do the very small splash, just a couple bullets, couple helixes, but I really kind of think that Jeskai is better. Or that Blue-White is better, sorry. I did not, Quantum. I didn't watch a lot of the Open today. I slept a little bit late. Because I was up late last night doing stuff. Because the kids ended up being up late, and then, oh, they just have a land, right? This Thoughtseize just, yep. I hate these discard spells. I'm here for the amount of sarcasm while playing Mono Greentron. I think Blue-White leans into the Terminus plan a little bit better just because of the way the mana lines up. What's going on, Guthrie? To be fair, Guthrie, I used to be, for Burning Company played, I haven't had much success with it of late, but it's a sweet meme. Thanks for the bits, Nick. I used to be a bit more crass. I've learned, I've grown as a human being. The King of Hoaglandia with the Benjamin donation. I welcome the challenge. Please, Marty, entertain me. And just to be clear, you want me to play Sultai Control, not Green Blackrock, Justin, right? 'Cause you were talking about Green Blackrock, so you want Sultai Control, not Green Black for that, correct? Yep. I guess I'm just doing this. I'm gonna bin this Gristle Pig. Can you explain to me what makes Narcomoeba a good card? Prized Amalgam is what makes Narcomoeba a good card. Narcomoeba enables bringing back Prized Amalgam. So Narcomoeba on its own isn't particularly good. Like, that card's not really standard playable, but in general, when it's enabling Prized Amalgam, it's very good. Marty, don't fight with Justin. It's not good for your wallet. Yay! Modern! 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 It's been so long since we've had a good standard format. I didn't realize how much I was leaning on Legacy to supplement my modern game. With a good standard format and non-rotate, I might actually be moving away from playing Legacy. Yeah, I agree, Lighthammer. I think finally having a good standard format for the first time in forever is going to make a lot of people realize how bad a lot of the games in Modern are. Because, like, when you get Blood Moon on occasion like that, and there's no good alternative, you're just like, well, we got Blood Moon and that sucks, but it's part of the game. But, like, when you have, like, a real alternative where, like, there's other formats you can play that generate, like, quality games of Magic where stuff like that doesn't happen, like, it's a big difference. I had a basic landed play. That's true. It is always good for fight. When people fight with Justin, it is in fact good for my wallet. Christy really likes when people fight with Justin. Is this a Campbell matchup? This might be a Campbell matchup. Nah, I mean, Standard's not going to kill anything. I think it'll, like I said, I feel, I've said for a long time that, like, good Standard formats are the best formats Magic has to offer. And I feel like there's a lot of people that didn't believe me about that because it's been so long since we had a good Standard format. Jeff, stop discouraging people from fighting with me. It's good for your wallet. Justin, you can just send me dollars without fighting with people. Dante Fira, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Hey, it's in sweet. But the drama is why I stay. I mean, I've got this Anguished Unmaking at least, I guess. Double P Rizzle, you say. Dr. Dre says, nothing, you idiots. Dr. Dre's dead. He's locked in my basement. Look at him walking around, grabbing his you-know-what, flipping the you-know-who. Do-do-do-do-do. Can I sing Eminem lyrics on stream like that and still have this be family-friendly? What's the line? What's the line on Eminem lyrics, chat? Oh, you know what? I sequenced incorrectly here. I should have played the Bloodstained Mire on 2, so that way I could fetch Blood Crypt. So that way I could fetch basic Plains, Anguished Unmaking this next turn. Because now I'm going to have to fetch basic Plains, basic Mountain. And, like, I'm not going to have double black in play. Hi, kids. Do you like violence? All right, I feel like that one starts to veer into the realm of, like, these lyrics cease being family friendly. It's late night. Yeah, but, like, my stuff gets replayed on YouTube later, right? So, well, I personally don't have a problem with swearing. I do know that I do acknowledge the fact that swearing makes my content less accessible while adding very little value to it. Like, if I genuinely thought swearing added value to my content, I would just, like, do it without thinking twice. I don't think swearing is a big deal. But I do know that swearing makes my content less accessible to people, especially with kids, even if they don't. Like, people want to watch my stuff while there's kids around. So, like, I basically do myself a disservice as a content creator if I swear while I stream. There's nothing wrong with being against swearing. It's a-okay to think swearing is not okay. It's definitely a very, very subjective matter. But, like, you know. Even at, like, work meetings. One of my, so I worked, so I did a lot of theater during undergrad, and I did technical type stuff, so I did, like, audio and lighting type things for live productions at a small theater, and myself and the other tech guy, we worked, there was a children's theater company that did shows 3 to 5 days a week in the mornings. We just, like, didn't talk when the kids were in the audience because we knew if we talked, we were going to be swearing. Just like, let's just take a moment of silence so we don't get fired. Yeah, the Sultai Dredge one had a lot of people that wanted to watch it. I'm sure they were subsequently disappointed. Second, Leyline of the Void. Well, I mean, I guess I just, like, cast this Lingering Souls, huh? I have an Unburial Rites in my graveyard for this Bedlam Reveler. So I'll let them draw from this trigger before I path this, because I would like them to be able to draw a basic land. So we'll get this out of here. Hopefully we'll draw a land, play a land, flip Bedlam Reveler into play. Inquisition works too, because flashing back Unburial Rites only costs 4 here. So we'll take their bolt. We'll flash back this on Bedlam Reveler and draw 3. Play Shambling Vent. It looks like we're ahead here. Even if they drop a Blood Moon, we're still pretty well off. Even brought a dog for my children to play with. I appreciate you.
Jake was the one that specifically asked for him. We put him upstairs and then he started chasing him.
There was a stray cat outside the other night when they got home, and Declan was just like very upset that the cat would not come inside. He's just like, kitty, come play, kitty, come play.
Cats really suck at playing.
Cats really suck at playing. Some cats are good at playing.
No. They just trick you into thinking that.
Klutz and I wanted to make people feel at home after we dumped people into the furry stream the other day, so we figured we needed to bring him on.
Wait, did that actually happen?
Yeah. So like there's been like in comparison to like people streaming standard, like nobody's streaming modern lately. Yeah. And so like I had to like scroll deep into the abyss of Twitch to like find someone streaming modern to host the other day. Yeah. And like apparently they were just like in a full-on fursuit.
I mean, all right.
Yep.
So your fruity alcohol is in the freezer because it was warm.
Okay. You brought me fruity alcohol? You're the best.
So I brought, and they had these little cookies.
And he brought me snacks, chat.
So we got cookies.
King of Hoglandia doling out sub gifts.
So
thank you, Justin.
Cookies and pretzels. And this is classy box wine.
We got boxed wine.
Classy, that one of my friends turned me on to. It's a black box. Because normally box wine is trashy, but this is classy.
This is classy boxed wine. Okay, we've got classy boxed wine, chaps.
It's
Thank you for the sub gifts, Justin. I appreciate that.
Andrew,
if you'd like to do that instead of sending me dollars via donations to you, I appreciate the sub gifts. Like
no need to say it's classy, it's just implied.
Is it infused with avocado? God bless.
It's not, which means I can't put it on toast, which is really unfortunate.
What's the brand? It's Black Box is the brand.
Yeah, it's Black Box. So like a 3-liter box is like $27 versus like 17 liters being 95 cents of normal box wine.
I should have fired up the Shambling Vent. I was distracted by the classy boxed wine chat.
Yeah, hold on, I'll hold it up. So this stream is in no way endorsed by Black Box, but if you're out there, it could be. It says
Anamoyne, I can almost feel the sword in my hand. Thank you for the 9 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So I was going to do standard after this, but Justin paid for more modern, so we're gonna do a more modern deck.
That's fine, as long as it's Summoner's Egg.
Look, man, it's got Torrential Gear Hulk in it.
All right, he's almost as good as.
It's a dominance thing, Jeff. I mean, Justin, to be fair, Marty's got like 100 more sub-gifts on the channel than you. I'm just saying. Marty's got you beating the sub-gift category by like 100.
God, these are phenomenal.
All right, as a heads up, All right, sorry. We're back. I'm sideboarding. I'm bringing in this Wear Tear because they are Leyline of the Voiding us, which I guess I should have assumed. This Campbell is like also decent against their ley lines, but I need to cut 2 things. I'm gonna trim an Unburial Rites. I can just like cast these things eventually, probably. I'm gonna trim a Collective Brutality too, maybe. No, I need to kill their stupid Pyromancer. I'm gonna trim the Engineered Explosives.
Oh, you do actually have white sources.
I do have white mana.
Oh yeah, because you have other white cards. I'm not used to. I just usually look at the top end and assume it's just.
We've taken Mardu Pyromancer and we've added a Reanimator package.
That sounds terrible.
It does. So I like going over the top of people, but it does lean into the they're gonna graveyard hate us.
They're
I'm
not
like,
even Pyromancers.
it's not. Yeah, I told you we cut those. And I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna be incredibly sad when they Leyline of the Void us here.
You're so good.
They are fantastic. Mrs. Thinsters.
Mrs. Thinsters. And their mascot is the type of person that normally drinks the alcohol.
I've decided sub gifts are better than donations because it's 2 people getting free things. Well, sub gifts also help me get more emotes for the channel, so it like sub gifts help everybody get more stuff, which is great. Like we are currently 44 subs away from that 34th emote, which to stroke my own Twitch ego would put us 4 emotes above the next most emotes on a dedicated Magic channel.
Yes, dear.
I need you to come up here because
I have to bring my Uncle Mike juice.
I have to bring my Uncle Mike. You have to lubricate to be with my children, Michael? That's okay, I understand.
That's not how I would phrase that.
Listen, they refer to alcohol as social lubrication, okay? Don't make this wrong. You're a terrible person. The problem with a smart and thin... I'm going to close my door because my children are loud upstairs.
Ugh.
I don't know, Justin. It's tough for me to take time off of streaming. It's just so expensive to take time off of streaming for me. Like the opportunity cost of what I lose like not streaming at any given point is a lot. It's just a generic salad emote, Pikes, that was online, that was licensed in a way that I could use. That's what I get for bringing amateurs on my stream. I don't know how to... His phone is making noises, and apparently iPhones don't let me turn the sound off when I'm not logged into them. That's really annoying. If it dings again, I'll have to take it upstairs. I'm sure I just made a bunch of people check their phones. I'm sorry for that. Just throw it. There's a switch top left. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's a hardware thing. All right, good, perfect. Look at that. Found. God bless you, Apple users. Helping me out. We did it. We did it. Pyromancer, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome. Listen, chat, my phones have a Linux kernel in them. I don't know how this Apple stuff works. Yep. All right, if it takes him a hot second to find an answer to, if it takes him a second to find an answer to this Nahiri, we could be in a good spot. I went AFK and now I'm a sub. Thanks, Justin. Oh, Nahiri minus kills the ley line. That's actually a really good point. I didn't think about that. I don't know, like, am I using this for anything right now? Yeah, I'm playing the Bloodstained Mire to potentially play around a Blood Moon. I don't know, I feel like they're probably gonna board the Blood Moons out. Hey, Kayo Tokonachi, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub there. I appreciate that. Welcome. I mean, like, if she goes up, they have to have exactly Dreadbore to kill her, right? Discard spells are reasons to have binned my Faithless Looting there, which is interesting. Perhaps I should have done that. I definitely wasn't thinking about her exiling the Leyline of the Void, but that's actually a big leg up for her. Like, I was talking about how this build makes the deck worse against Graveyard Hate, and the fact that, like, we have this Nahiri to make us better against Graveyard Hate is good. I'm not gonna block with the Campbell here, because if I block with the Campbell here, he dies to Collective Brutality, which I think that's what this attack signifies. Yeah, just assuming they never boarded out Blood Moon is probably not a bad thing to do. It's such a low cost. Yeah, we're just gonna get buried here. King of Hoaglandia, yep. Or K-Command, yeah, that's true. They just had stone nothing. And with the sickest of bluffs. Love it. I'm gonna call next turn and get punished now. Ki-Og Ten-Chi. Ki-Og Takenochi. I am never gonna... I'm just gonna call you Ki. Thanks for the sub, Ki. I appreciate it. I think I'm just gonna bin this land. And spot check for removal here. Maybe I should drain them. I don't know. This is close. I mean, here he's probably gonna die now. Yeah, we're pretty dead. Green Black Rock got voted off the island, Frenzied Mage. It'll go back in the queue for later. Saint Armpit. That's great. Yeah, Nahiri taking out Leyline. Yeah, maybe that was the better play on 4 rather than the Lingering Souls losing the back half. Could see that being reasonable. It's not that I hate Modern, Justin. It's that Caleb is also streaming Modern tonight. So, like, just like for context, my viewer count streaming Modern has been 50 to 100% lower than streaming Standard this week. And like with Caleb streaming Modern tonight too, it's going to be even lower than that. Like, I'll be surprised if we break 600 viewers while we stream Modern tonight. I'm just like, part of the reason why I was able to gain traction as a streamer, in addition to like being okay at what I do, like, it's also because I've approached my time. No, don't advertise my channel on other streamers' channels. That's very rude. I've approached like a couple of the first few times I was really able to pick up good audiences because I've been smart about when I play the formats I play based on like what other things are going on, right? That being said, you know, like Justin threw a cool 100 at us, and you know, like $100 donation, that's worth like, I don't know, 2,000 viewers, so God bless. I am by no means the most watched Magic streamer, but we're probably close to the most profitable. God bless Justin and the other crowds. All right. The gods are starting to kind of pissed off, folks. What do you think? Very angry. Since I downloaded Arena, I've played Paper Magic once and Moto none. Yep. Yeah, Arena's great. Arena and Standard are both just like really good. I really wanted to watch Caleb stream the other night because he was playing Standard, but I just could not watch it on Magic Online. Just like knowing that there was a better option that I could have been watching just made me like irrationally angry. Just like, why are you playing Standard on Moto? You could be doing this on the video game. I won a 1K today with Tron, and my fall to the dark side is complete. God bless. God bless. Thanks, Jeff. Homemade meat. Thank you for the bits. I appreciate the support. As always, if there's any decks in the queue you'd like to bump up with that, the people that support my content get to dictate what we play. So let me know if you'd like to bump something up. Ooh, this explosive is going to be real good. I think I'm just bidding a land here. I think I want to hold for like, I think both halves of this Lingering Soul is probably worth having. Yeah, it was really like, it feels like a perfect storm of like getting Arena to be popular, right? Because not only is this standard format great and Arena's like good software, but like Hearthstone's in a bad spot too right now, which helps a lot. Death420, thanks for the 4-month resub there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Is there any way to get a sword faster than waiting 12 months? Yeah, if you hit the $500 bit badge, I put a sword in your hand. In person, will you throw shade at me, or is that a Twitch thing? I'm very pleasant in person. How can you get your sword back? You have a sword, Equin. There are ways to see how many months I've been subbed. Somewhere in your settings dashboard, I believe. Yeah, Renan and Savs said that, I'm sure I'm pronouncing his name wrong because it's not an English word, I don't think. And I can barely pronounce English words. But Savs said that he's not sure, he's gonna dip his toe into Artifact, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Artifact is not a good game for making content for. Especially if you're someone who enjoys playing constructed. Like, one set constructed formats tend to suck. Even when the game is really good, one set constructed formats tend to not be good. You're right, Pikes. You've earned it. Have a sword with your boots. You doled out. You were a sub-Santa the other day, too. Eldritch Evolution. Okay, I can dig it. So, do I want to let them untap with this Fauna Shaman? I probably don't care, right? Like, I have this path to exile. I love all the people that are like, sword me! I will take your virginity! Every time we get a new one. Yeah, I don't think you can check it on mobile Wessel modes. I think it's buried somewhere in the desktop dashboard. I know this is probably a long shot, but at the Open in Columbus or Cincinnati about a year ago, you played a buddy of mine on Blue-Black Reanimator, and he said you were really chill even when losing. Just wanted to let you know. Yeah, about a year ago. I've been good about losing for a long time. There's definitely a circa, let's say 2014, 2015 Jeff Hoagland that was not fantastic at losing. Taking a step back from focusing on Magic being just a competitive outlet has definitely helped me with that. When you find yourself being frustrated with losing at Magic, you should take a step back, in my opinion, and really assess what you're looking to get out of the game. All right, let's see if I get punished for this. For Big Red, thanks for all the awesome content for changing my mind about Arena. Thanks for the 500 bits of funny. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here. There's just like, so when you spend, and this, okay, so what I'm about to say doesn't excuse people from being rude when they lose. What I'm about to say is an attempt to explain why those people feel the way they do when they're being frustrated and acting like a dick while they're losing. They're acting like dicks. Magic's a game that has a ton of variance in it. And when you spend a lot of time doing nothing but practicing for an event in this game that has a lot of variance, you feel like your self-worth is like damaged when you don't do well at those tournaments. Or I feel like some people do, and I definitely came from a spot where I did when I was upset. When I lost matches to matches. Because it's like, it's tough, right? Because like you spend, 20, 30, sometimes 40 hours a week testing for a tournament, and then like you spend another 10 hours getting there and back, and you spend a couple $100 getting there and back, and then like you get there and you lose to the guy that does, or lose to the person who doesn't know how their Magic cards work and can't remember their triggers, and just like that's how Magic goes. And you feel like, well, I've had these couple of results, and you kind of get in this mindset like, I deserve this because I've worked hard for it. And that's like not how Magic works. It's not how life works either, even really, right? Like there's a lot of people that work very hard at a lot of things and they get crap in return. And that's just how it goes. And it's tough to be able to align, or at least for me, at least it was tough to learn how to align my mindset with the idea that I could put all this work into something and get literally nothing back in return. Just like, and then as a content creator on top of that, and this is where I butted heads with a lot of people who like said I was obnoxious or an asshole for a long time. When you combine that tons of hard work and practice within a weekend that goes badly, and then you like have people online who are these no-name people hiding behind anime avatars who have way less experience than you and have put way less work in, that then do nothing but crap on the things that you've worked hard to do, it's tough. Like there's weekends where you don't have that result to validate your hard work, and then it gets compounded by the fact that people tear into you just because that's what they want to do as a person, is tear into somebody. And it's just, you can definitely get into a very bad spot very easily, and lash out at people because, well, you feel bad and they've made you feel worse. It is always an anime avatar. Sorry if you like anime, but it is always an anime avatar of someone being an asshole. Sorry, I don't know why that's how it works, but that is how it works, speaking from lots of experience. All right, do I want to take a Fauna Shaman here or an Eldritch Evolution? This is an explanation of why good players cheat as well. If you feel that you've worked hard and earned it, you're tempted to cheat to win. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that, Sarah. Like, players like Alex Bertoncini and Jared Betcher, these players that have cheated a ton, these are people who are good at Magic. Like, if Alex used to stream Magic online once upon a time, he's a good Magic player. And, like, these games have so much variance wrapped up in them that, you feel like all this hard work, like, I didn't cheat when I didn't have everything come together for me on those weekends, but I definitely see why people did. I think that's very true, that's why those people turned to cheating, is because, like, they've invested all this effort and it's not paid off for them. And it's tough, right? This is a game where the best people in the game only win, 70% of their matches, which is not a lot. Look at what win percentage you need to top 8 a tournament. It's way more than 70%. I think I'm just gonna bin Bedlam Unburial Rites here. Like, I'm pretty far off of having enough spells to, like, cast this Bedlam Reveler for cheap. So I think I'm just gonna like grab this plains and path this, and like I have this Nahiri to turn these lands into action, and I also have the flashback on the Faithless Looting too. And again, I think the most important thing about what I just said there isn't attempting to excuse people being rude or mean, because there's definitely not an excuse for it. It's an attempt to explain where they're coming from and why they're being rude and mean. There's definitely behavior that they should change because it's not ideal. People definitely need to have accountability. Like you are responsible for your actions regardless of how you're feeling or what's been done to you. No, green-black got voted off the island. We're gonna play some Sultai control, and then we're gonna play some standard. And the green-black Rectech will stay in the queue. I think I'm fetching a basic mountain here and casting Faithless Looting. Yeah, like, in the prime of my sodium, I never did anything like, you know, slam a table or flip anything over or do anything like that. But I definitely recall, like, you know, mumbling salty things under my breath, parts of which my opponents almost certainly heard. Because they were very fortunate, and I was very unfortunate in very important matches to me. If they have a Vizier, we're dead here, because they have Sahali in their hand. So if they have a Tutor or a Vizier, we are dead. I come from competitive sports backgrounds. MTG Salt is usually more funny than harming in my experience. I want to boot up my laptop and be sub-Santa. My wife is asleep. Marty, you've been Santa so much lately. It's okay. I appreciate you. I promise. You don't need to do it every day. You are the best. That's true. For $100, I will put green black back on the menu. That makes up for the fact that I don't that we have a low viewer count tonight. And we'll have more viewers with standard. Cloud, 4 more to go. Thank you for the 8-month reset there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Yeah, it's sweet. It's got looting into Lingering Souls. Yeah, a lot of the rares have good animations. The 4-mana Pirate Siren Pirate, has a really sweet one when it taps things down and pops into play. You're right, I don't think all the rares have animations in Arena, but a lot of them do.
Some of the uncommons do, and it's weird.
I don't know, I think like if a card's especially sweet, just like picking and choosing and not doing all of them.
One thing I noticed is the different, oh hey Kent, the 2-color lords, like the vampire one, the merfolk one,
yep,
etc. They just like reused the same animation and recolored it, so it just goes like for like both colors of lords. You know? Yeah, it's what I'm saying. It's just weird that like that card that's not especially anything has a.
All right, so I'm definitely ditching Lingering Souls here. What's the other one? I think it's the Thoughtseize. I think I want to just keep all my Doomblades. I definitely want a 3rd land here.
There's not a single Doomblade in your hand, Jeffrey.
Sir, there are 2 Doomblades in my hand. There is a doggo here. They want the doggo. I put your phone on quiet because it was dinging, just so you're aware.
Yeah, so do your children want the doggo too. Which, you might be babysitting him.
The Grixis Phoenix deck was sweet. I was pretty convinced that I was going to only work on Pirates for Milwaukee, but the Phoenix deck is definitely on the table. It was really awesome. I think I'm going to fetch shock Sacred Foundry here and put the Lingering Souls into play. One of the things that's important against the Devoted Druid decks is while killing Mana Dork, traditionally speaking, has been a good play against these green-based combo decks, because their combo piece is a Mana Dork, you generally want to save your removal for the combo pieces. On the big screen with my Chrome caps going on, guys, the same path. Yeah, I'm gonna be here for a while. I don't know how long Kletsy Poo's gonna hang out, but I'm gonna be here for a while. Your dog is drinking your adult liquid.
He's sampling it.
He's sampling
It's
it.
different.
How is wine? Is wine bad for dogs?
Like, if he's just, like, licking the nozzle, it's not the worst. Like, he'll be fine.
Where do we find the standard? The standard deck queue is the same page as the modern deck queue. There's a format column, and the standard decks actually sort to the top automatically because it's reverse alphabetical order.
Like, they drink wine when they're, like, 12 in Europe.
This is kind of like anime. Does it count? Oh, gosh. I would just like the record to reflect that I hate everything. All right, I found a swamp. God bless. God bless. We found a swamp, chat. Did I bin the Bedlam for now?
I'm a man of many names, Frenzied Mage. Mike, Michael, Lawrence, Andrew, Klutz.
Klutz. Klutz is a staple.
I answer to many things.
Andrew Klutz is a Hoagland House staple.
Daddy.
What do you think of risk factor in Mardu Pyromancer? I don't see risk factor solving any problems that Mardu Pyromancer has. You don't need to draw more cards, and you're really not a deck that's like burning people out. So I'm not like sure like what you're accomplishing by like adding that card to the deck.
Oh hey, we got a Burgle special in here. The Anguished Unmaking. He loves that card.
I do. Anguished Unmaking is sweet. It's good and flexible. I like cards like... Actually, so there's a couple of Nahiris in here, and I actually think that card's really good in regular Pyromancer too.
I wanted to play it, and you all told me I was stupid.
So there's more ley lines now. I like that it's like... I like Anguished Unmaking for the same reason I like Nahiri, and that like it's an answer to ley line that like has a text box when I don't have ley line.
I'm just gonna put Nahiri and Pyromancer in my mental Discord channel of all the times I was right.
I know that that's a small channel, so I'm gonna give you all the pips.
It's actually not a channel, but it is. I didn't screenshot it, but it is. I do have that folder in my OneDrive. That was times I was right.
Times I was right.
So far, the only thing I've actually like been confident enough to screenshot is like there was some hex card that Bob said was gonna be a staple that was just unfreaking playable. But the Puffin. It's Mike Kent Ketter Klutz. That's great.
I run Bob over Bedlam, so risk factor feels better to me. You know what? I just, you do you. If you think this is the Dark Confidant deck, there's probably no amount of logic and reasoning I can do to sway you from that idea.
Holy shit, Bob with Daedra.
No, they cut Bedlam for Bob.
No, but there's Griselbrands and stuff in here, isn't there?
Oh, they're probably talking about regular power. I can't imagine cutting this card from this deck. I feel like if you cut Bedlam Reveler from this deck, you just like don't understand what makes this deck good.
As someone that played this deck a ton, I would agree with that. See, you could never draw 3 lands with a Dark Confidant. So
what's going on, Tris? Yeah, I wasn't sure, so I try to do at least one stream over the weekend every weekend, but I don't always know exactly when that's going to be, so it's not on my schedule a lot of the time.
No, the prowess is like far from irrelevant. It's like a 3/4 with prowess.
Yep. Shalai.
Hi, dog. Hi.
Shalele. Come, my lady. Come, shalele. Do-do-do-do-do. That's incredibly awkward.
So, the Bedlam Reveler attacks Fauna Shaman, and then you -2, right?
wrong game, nerd.
Dude. Yeah, probably.
So we can't edict them with the Liliana because this gives them hexproof. Just for people that are wondering on that.
I'm not a fan of that discard because they've shown you that they have Magus in their deck, and you discarded a basic.
I don't need double black. This is the only double black card in my deck.
But it's just like, why would you rather have another black source or another basic mountain? Like, your colors are fine. I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, you're saying get rid of the Blackcleave Cliffs instead of the... I guess. I don't know. It's tough, like, because, like, the second, the fourth red source means, like, if I draw a Bedlam, I can, like, Bedlam into Bedlam.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm weird. I like winning games.
I like winning games. Well, the last time they tutored and tanked, they conceded afterwards, so hopefully they're going to do that again.
They can't even... How'd they even cast the Magus? How'd the Magus get in play the first time?
Eldritch Revolution. They turned 2, evoed it out to try to cheese a game.
So...
Oh no! How do we ever beat a kitchen fix, chat?
So their deck that can't use red mana is playing Magus of the Moon.
Yeah, they have one Stomping Ground probably. Because so like
they can't use it,
yes.
Not even like produce it.
So like when your deck is full of terrible cards, you have to put cards in your deck to try and steal games.
I will concede to your Kiki Court experience.
Yes, that is basically the Kiki Court experience. Like Leonid Arbiter, yep. The saffron olive approach to deck building.
Yep. You knew every time and against the odds did not go as expected as when it starts with 8 moons.
8 moons, yep. You're just like, all right, this is the best we've got.
Oh, it's really unfortunate that we can't even ult this Liliana.
Yeah, the alt targets as well.
You can use the -2.
That's true. We are legal. I think the 6 is target player too. Oh yeah, we could totally Liliana ult ourselves.
That is the classy way to concede.
The classy way is Liliana target yourself, sack your board.
Yep. Just in case you were wondering. Does Liliana get to separate herself? No, yeah, because it'll die. State bait actions get checked while you're... Damn it.
If she's at 7, she gets to choose herself.
She does get to choose herself at 7.
So this getting a poop creature is actually still reasonable for them because they have Faunishum in here. Looks like they drew a 3-mana spell for the turn. So they have birds plus 1 card we don't know. We need to draw something pretty quickly here, because otherwise they're going to get to assemble their combo. Arena it's just such good software. Arena is going to kill, like, if Arena had existed a decade ago, all of these, like, hexes and eternals and all of these, like, various, like, magic derivative, I don't think they ever would have existed, right? Because, like, the only reason those games popped up was because the Magic digital client was Exile.
So they had
there was a hole to be filled, and I think Arena is going to fill that hole.
Right.
And like Magic's just such a good game. And like those other games like Hex, I had fun playing Hex, but like if I'm being honest with myself, it only popped up because of...
I think it only existed because of that. I think Hex had the potential to be a better game than Magic. It just...
There's something to be said for the digital space.
But Magic is always going to have this crux of it has to support paper. So, like, there are going to be parts on digital that are clunky. So, but it's like, and that, like, there's going to be stuff they just can't do.
I know it's a joke / meme, but I don't get why Moto is called Excel. Because Excel, much like Magic Online, it's not a video game. It's a tool to accomplish a job. Yeah. So if this finds any creature, we're dead. Especially that one.
One thing that I really don't... Okay, I might just not know where it's at, but is there a game log on Arena?
There's not.
Okay, because...
There's a text output log, though. So we could build a game log.
Okay. Because I signed up for the Momer thing earlier today, and my opponent made, like, it paid the Momer tax, and then nothing happened, which meant it made, like, an XX creature or something. And it was just like stuff like that's really hard to figure out what's happening without a log.
Arena actually does what I always wanted from Hex, which was there's just a text file that just like dumps all the game output into.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, that was really confusing, and all the lessons I learned from Momer on MTGO do not apply to Arena, which was weird.
Oh yeah, because it's different.
Because it's a different card pool, so it's like you don't. It's
there's a 6 that instantly loses you the game too.
Is there? What's the 6?
It's it like reveals, it like discards cards from the top of your deck until you find a non-land.
Oh. There's I solved the arena moment.
Yeah, Demon Lord
Gotcha.
Bezel.
I solved the Momer metagame on arena.
What's that?
You survive until 10 and then you just keep shitting out 16/16s. And
Are 16/16s good?
yeah, because they're indestructible.
They're indestructible.
And you just keep going as long as you are 1/16/16 ahead of your opponent, you can't lose. Is basically what it boils down to. And because a lot of people fall into this Zakana trap where they're like, I'm just gonna make 6 drops and use my Zakana every turn, and then they lose. But the
Momir on arena is very dope.
It's not great.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the reasons why Momir was good on Magic is because of like the depth of the card pool, right?
Yeah. The annoying thing was I was used to discarding my islands. Like I actually had a Momer deck that I made myself on MTGO that just didn't have islands in it, and that doesn't apply on arena because I had a dude that had that needed a blue mana for an activated ability and I couldn't use it. And I was just, but
the classic 1/1 Kurdeep.
in case you were wondering, you don't put islands in your Momer deck on MTGO because a lot of really old like 9 and 10 drops have Island Walk.
There's like a ton of like Leviathan and stuff.
There is it island. Yeah.
There's a.
That is.
Listen, Jeff Hoagland's childhood involved casting a lot of Leviathans.
I'm
Okay.
sure it did. Luke Milby actually purchased a Leviathan from a game shop at one point. We were like, "Holy shit! How is something this big?" Like,
oh no, we're gonna get modern, chat.
there's the same card shop that I bought a Mana Crypt for 10 cents.
You probably paid less than you did for the Leviathan.
Yep, because it was in the common bin.
It was in the comment.
I didn't even know the Mana Crypt was good. I just remember reading the first bit of Magic strategy I Googled told me that cheap cards were better and zeros the cheapest, so I assumed those had to be the best. So I looked through the common 5-row box and I bought all the 0 mana cards.
Does Google existed when you were a child?
Yeah.
You must have been a teenager, right?
Literally the same age as you. But
Literally the same age as. Listen, I don't feel like Google didn't exist when I was a child.
You weren't smart enough to use it. That doesn't mean it didn't exist.
It's so rude. He's
It probably
so rude.
wasn't compatible with Linux.
Listen, I grew up using Windows, okay? I wasn't removed from my demon. My demons weren't removed until I was old enough to understand, okay?
Google's
15 years old. Yeah, Stu is a teenager. Almost. No, you're younger. You're a year younger than me, right?
I'm 2 months younger than you.
Gosh, you're so old. And I'm gonna leave Gristle Pig in here.
If Google is, I'm taking this Twitch chat comment as fact. Google's 15 years old.
Listen, the Twitch chat is the internet, and why would the internet lie to a person?
Exactly. Neither of us were teenagers 15 years ago because we were 12.
12. Yep. I was 12. 12 is basically a teenager.
Nope.
That's
incorrect.
Linux has daemons in it. That's true. There are daemons in Linux.
Oh, I hate that I understood that. Dude, this is literally the best. Look at this. I have booze on tap at the desk.
I have booze on tap at the
You
desk.
wanna try it? It's adult juice.
I'm not gonna smell it. I'm just gonna drink it.
You're not gonna like it, but it's gonna be great.
To set a bar that is incredibly low, I have ingested things that are worse than that.
I don't judge you for your past decisions.
Oh, I don't. I deserve that one. I set myself up, and you knocked that one down. Can we ask Jeeves? You didn't Google things. You asked Jeeves questions. Anybody else remember doing that? That was how things worked once upon a time.
These are drinkably cold now.
All right, Lingering Souls. I think I'm just binning my 4th land here.
Since when the hell does Mike's not have twist offs?
You need a actual bottle opener?
Yeah.
What a tilt.
Wait, Joe.
You used Yahoo as a child? I'm sorry, you were mistreated. Lily, speaking of cuts, The Rock got cut from tonight, so that'll go back in the queue and we'll play it later. This is, we can definitely still win here, right? The game's not over here on turn 2. This reasonable, beatable hand. I've got a lot of Doom Blades, chat. I've got a lot of Doom Blades. Listen, Justin. I cut The Rock for a reason. Don't you make up that fake news.
Christy gave me a very fitting bottle opener for you.
Is it a shoe?
Yep. It's a high-heeled shoe for your mics.
Sir, don't you alcohol shame me. Alright, so we'll kill this, drain them. Maybe we're still in this game. I get to go to 7 next turn and path this. The answer to Lily Cut is I haven't played it. So I don't. I answers your question is I don't know.
These are Mike's Lights. I figured they wouldn't hurt your tummy.
Mike's Lights. Does that mean they're low calorie?
I don't know. They said they were sweetened with honey and not sugar. So.
Oh, that's nice. It's natural.
God, you're so.
So I'm gonna fetch a basic planes in response to this trigger, because if we hit the basic planes on the trigger, I'll be incredibly sad.
Exterminator, I did the same thing. I also one thing that was really popular to do at my school was in our grade share. We were a really small school, so every grade had their own share drive. We hid an N64 emulator so we could play like Smash Brothers and stuff. And I deleted the emulator and put an exe that I made in programming class that just opened a notepad every 10 milliseconds.
You're rude.
And
Derby, thank you for 100 bits. I appreciate that.
And I got to overhear the first time someone ran it.
All right. I mean, I think we're cooking with gas here. They've flooded thoroughly, so we've weathered their busted start.
These are seriously like, they should not be this good.
Yeah, one of the nice things about moving the Nissa to the main deck and the black-green rock deck is you get 2 sideboard slots back, which means you get graveyard hate, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm very wild. I actually gave a presentation on how to do flash game hacking my senior year.
Flash game hacking. You're such a rebel.
Yeah. We had to, and I wasn't able to do it at school because of like they blocked like all the flash games and stuff. So I had to take screenshots, and everyone thought I was just the funniest lad class because I renamed the ugly monster in the game to the name of our English teacher.
God bless. You were such a cool kid.
I was arguably the coolest.
The coolest. Everybody's the hero in their own story, chat. Never forget.
Well, unlike yourself, being the coolest kid at my school was an achievement.
Sir, I was in fact the coolest kid at my school. Doesn't matter that there were only 3 of us. Alright, so I quad blocked there because my opponent had a Doom Blade. I don't want them to like blow my blocks out. Get this Nahiri going. Is Clutch literally a grown-up Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes? Yeah, basically he's led a sheltered life.
What?
How big was your school? Your school was very tiny.
My graduating class was like 80 kids.
80 kids, yep. Yeah, I was homeschooled for high school and junior high, but I started college when I was 16.
Okay.
So basically, I started taking college classes with the kids that should have learned things in high school but didn't. This fetch is bad. I'm gonna get double bolted and die here.
I hope so.
That's what this pause is. Jeff fetched and is an idiot. Pause. That was my opponent saying they've drawn a bunch of lands in good game. Well, God bless. I like being lucky, chat. Did you know that being lucky is good? Add bits. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Homeschool, is that a US thing? Basically, it just means instead of going to a publicly run school organization, my parents got textbooks and I was educated at my home. Can you teach me how to be luckier? It's not a learned skill. It's just natural.
Yeah, you gotta be born with it. There's a chance.
Maybe I'm born with it, or maybe that close, clean shave from Harry's razors gives it to me.
I was about to say, you're either born with it or it's Maybelline. Holy shit! The Burning Tree Emissary
deck has Pyroclasm. Yep. You know what's great? There's a Griselbrand in my deck.
The old Shambling Vent Griselbrand lethal.
The old Shambling Vent Griselbrand lethal. I've tapped too many white sources.
I like how you carefully went to 6, so that way you can't even accidentally activate the Griselbrand.
You know what's great too? Next turn, I'll get flashback Faithless Looting, ditch the Griselbrand, and then Unburial Rites it. That's just good clean deck building right there.
6. Oh yeah, you can't cast the Griselbrand. That was actually on the list. Aaron Forsyth. It's kind of offensive that this was the thing Aaron Forsyth most heavily regretted. but Griselbrand costing 8 instead of 7.
Would I play Blue-White Emeria? Nah, I don't think that deck's very good. I think Blue-White listen, here's my best piece of advice. I'm so glad that Standard is good again. If Blue-White Emeria is a deck that you want to play in Modern, stop playing Modern and go play Standard. Mm-hmm. Those mopey mid-range decks without cheap, efficient interaction, those are the decks that are playable in Standard that are just like have never been good in Modern, but occasionally, you know, you hit a bunch of good matchups and you can top 8 a tournament anyways, but they've never been efficient and good.
To be fair.
Stop it. Justin, I'll have you know we won more matches with that blue-white deck than we won with any of your other decks.
To be fair.
That's not talking down about Modern. That's just being honest about the format. Modern is not a format that's kind to playing mopey nonsense decks.
To be fair, Emeria is pretty close. It's kind of the same idea as original Innistrad era Solar Flare, which is the best standard deck that's ever existed.
I mean, Emeria is in the same cycle as Valakut, and that hurts Modern playable, right?
Oh, I mean, they're perfectly. I don't even want to know what like the green version of that cycle is.
I honestly don't know what the rest of them do. Good games, Oki. Hopefully you run a little bit hotter than the rest of them.
If Emeria is the second best,
that's What do the rest of them look like if Emeria is the second best? Justin, if you haven't watched the Esper Primal Amulet deck, you need to watch it. No, Justin actually didn't submit the Primal Amulet deck. The Esper Primal Amulet deck, Justin, is everything you've ever wanted to do in Magic. All right, sweet. We hit Jund for our last match today here, which is probably great for us. Do I escalate this brutality? I probably don't care about most of their spells, right? Like, they have Doomblades. I don't really care about Doomblades.
I'm trying to think what they could have.
I kind of like my cards.
I don't think they could have any cards that are worth more than the front half of your Lingering Souls. I think is what it kind of boils down to.
I had secretly already played something like that. The Esper Amulet is standard. It's quite fantastic. Standard doesn't have to be strictly better or worse than Modern. It's different. There's definitely things that you're able to do in Modern that you will reasonably never be able to do in Standard, and that's okay. Yeah, I guess Maelstrom Pulse is a card I could care about. They don't play a lot of copies of that card though. So this is important. I'm gonna go ahead and attack here first. because if they only have like a couple of removal spells, I want them to get in my hits of damage before they fire off their Doom Blades. Oh, you know what? I have seen Orin Reef the Vastwood played. That card's seen some play in Hardened Scales before.
I need to Google that.
It's right here. Tap, and put a 1/1 counter on each green creature that enters the battlefield this turn.
Oh, I assume they all worked the same way that Valakut and...
Oh, with a bunch of basics?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay, so then Leech-Ridden Swamp or whatever's the...
Oh, I'm thinking Runes of Orin Reef. Oh, that is Orin Reef. This is Runes of Orin Reef. Okay, yeah, you're right. Listen, I loved Orin Reef. Why would you ruin it for me?
Is it Adrian Sullivan actually played the Leech-Ridden Swamp in Modern at one point?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he said that. Well, the logic was sound. He said that it was just like, it was like a one of fetchable. No, because it was fetchable. It wasn't in that cycle. I'm Googling this.
The fetchable cycle was the same cycle as Mistveil Plains.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Fun fact, chat. Do you know why Valakut and the Valakut cycle is not legendary? It's because at the time, the legend rule was if your opponent plays a legend with the same name,
You couldn't play it.
no, they both die. And they didn't want people stone raining each other because stone raining feels bad.
Oh yeah, one of the things that I do think is interesting, so the best standard I ever played was original Innistrad when everyone was just like, oh no, Delver's the best deck and you can't play it.
I loved Innistrad and
That was so good.
That format was great.
It's so many good decks. And one of the unfortunate things is you could never go back to that standard right now. Because under the current rule set,
You could never kill Geist of St. Trapped.
could never kill Geist of St. Trapped, and Ratchet Bomb could never kill Delver of Secrets. So it's like the rule, So yeah, like that was the reason why Solar Flare was so sweet, because you played 4 phantasmal images that were
to
just
Doomblade Geist of St.
No,
Trapped.
because they were it was both a Doomblade for Geist of St. Trapped, and it was part of your end game because of Sun Titan. And so you just like happened to not care about this like super busted 3-drop. And then if you were intelligent and played Day of Judgment instead of Augur and Bolas, you could actually beat green-red aggro. I'm still very opinionated about that standard.
Dude.
I'm still very...
I can't believe people registered Augur or Bolas.
There's...
Rearranging the bottom 3 cards of your deck was not good.
To be fair, it does show power creep, because now that one rearranged the bottom 3, and now Collected Company rearranges
the bottom 6.
So power creep is real.
Justin, I will have you know one of the big innovations during that time period was putting Restoration Angel inside of Blue-White Delver. Thank you very much. So don't you talk bad about my gal Resto. I'm gonna terminate here rather than Dreadbore because they have Lilianas that I might want to kill later.
Are you really claiming Restoration Angel was your gal of that standard and not Glissa the Traitor? Because
Listen, Glissa gave me my first open top 8. She'll always have a special place in my heart.
her and good lord, Blightbark Reserves, or no, Blightbark Reserves.
Grim Backwoods.
Grim Backwoods.
Restoration Angel actually knocked me out of my invitational top 8. I was playing Black Green Rock in standard.
Was this in New Jersey?
Yeah, it was.
I played
the
the same deck as you, and then I had that horrible, this god-awful interaction with Gerard Fabiano knocking me out of day 2. And then I played Legacy with Desperate Lighthouse in my deck.
Legacy with Desperate Lighthouse. Oh.
It was good as life from the loom.
I am so glad that I terminated. That wasn't the Liliana I was expecting to play around, but it'll do, pig. So I think I bin the Damnation here because these bolts are a little bit more flexible, especially with the Treetop Village hanging out here. My augurs were the best augurs, okay? I always drew cards with them. Some would argue that they were tutors. I mean, if they were tutors, they were really good.
I from an Augur of Bolas one time.
What'd they do?
I was watching Fedge play a match, and this guy played an Augur of Bolas, didn't, and looked at 3 cards. I was standing behind the guy, looked at 3 cards, didn't reveal what he took, and just like put a creature in his hand, and was like stumbling really hard. No, it was something weird where he revealed all 3, and then like took something that he wasn't allowed to take, and then like shuffled it into his hand and like kept stumbling over his words and stuff. Like you could tell it was like he was trying to cheat for the first time and was doing it really badly. And, like,
he was trying to cheat and doing it badly.
and so like we both just looked at him and he was just like, and I like raised my hand to call a judge just like as a spectator, and then he just like, before the judge came over, he was just like, and he just like scooped his board up and signed the slip and said sorry. And just like left. We were just like, whatever.
We're 2-2, Justin. We're 2-2 and we're up a game in this 3rd match. All right, so I'm gonna attack with this. Unfortunately, they drew this Scavenging Ooze, so like our Unburial Rites plan is pretty hosed at the moment. Hopefully they go to crack this fetch at end of turn, and we get to bolt this. Although, honestly, I might just, like, I think I'm just going to double linger here. I think I'm just going to double linger, because it's better than just, like, hoping to get them, I think.
I think you can bait it pretty hard.
Well, like, the problem is if they don't fetch, I lose Lingering Souls.
You stop on your own end step, and you could double bolt it? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if I stop on my own end step, that's not going to give them a chance to crack their fetch.
No, because, like, they might try, I don't know.
I think it's just, like, not worth losing the back half of my souls here.
Okay, I was going to say, it's a moto thing where they might do it in your main phase because the stop was there.
Because the stop was there, that's fair.
That's why I'm saying it. I had a turn 4 Elesh in that standard. That was great.
All right, so this thing can get up to 5/5 here, which is fine. I've got 6 power in play. They don't have Maelstrom, Pulse, or Engineered Explosives. They're pretty far behind here. Oh, that makes Magic's really easy when you're lucky, chat. What do you think about Zur? Zur is one of the many mid-range Magic the Gathering cards that is unplayable in Modern that people constantly wish was playable.
Yeah. So, if... I really hope in M20 they bring back the Throne of Empire set. So that way it's in your new non-rotating
format so I can build with it.
Yeah,
me too. Me too. Why do I have to be so? I mean, I'm just being honest with you. This is I like this line from my opponent. They're pretty far behind here, so they're just like trying to race me down. That being said, I almost bolted this Bloodbraid Elf, but we have lethal.
But the value. You're trading 1 mana for 4.
Trading 1 mana for 4, yep. I know you want Zur to be good. Listen, if you want cards like Zur to be good, boy do I have a standard format that's for you.
Zur's not in standard, Jeffrey.
But that mopey cards like it are in standard. And they're more playable there.
Oh, hey, we 3-2'd.
Alright, so believe it or not, we were playing Modern and we 3-2'd.
Confirmed Modern deck.
Alright, so thoughts on this. I would like to put an asterisk that my professional opinion is that this feels worse than just playing regular Mardu in just terms of being strictly competitive. That being said, if we're just looking to have a good time playing Unburial Rites, I think this is plenty reasonable. My big piece of feedback, I think, on the Reanimator package is that this split of like 1, 1, and 1 here, this is nonsense. We don't have Gifts Ungiven, we don't have Entomb. Like, 1 or 2 of these creatures is better than the others, and we should just lean into those. I get that you can, like, I kind of like 2 Elesh and, like, 1 Gristlepig, because we did actually tutor Gristlepig with Nahiri once, and that felt fine. play more Bedlam Revelers. Even just we Unburial Rites Bedlam Revelers, I think, more than once this league, and that was just a-okay.
I'd argue that you shouldn't even play Griselbrand.
Just like play more Bedlams.
Because like Griselbrand really shines when you have free spells.
And we don't have that.
And and Bedlam Reveler does a good enough impression and you can cast it honest. So like just play another Bedlam Reveler.
Yeah, honestly, I don't hate that. I think just like, so if you turned these two, like the Explosives and the Iona, into Bedlams and like turn this other Griselbrand into Elesh, so I do think Elesh is a genuinely powerful card, and like this is a controlling-esque deck that like gets to 7 lands with some consistency. So like you're just gonna draw it and cast her sometimes too. So I think that would be my big feedback for how this main deck is. Yeah. As far as the sideboard goes, I hate when people play 3 ley lines. I almost shoved a 4th ley line in here before we started. Just register 4 of them. If leyline is a card you think you want access to, just play all of them.
I also hate Fulminator Mage.
So I almost commented on Fulminator Mage versus Molten Rain, but I actually think because we're on Unburial Rites that Fulminator Mage is actually fine.
I'm just saying I don't like it because in general, in any deck that's ever had Fulminator Mage in the sideboard Fulminator Mage has never helped them beat Tron.
That's true. And like honestly, this deck doesn't have Young Pyro in it, so you can't even just like Pyro into stuff. So like honestly, just like punting the Tron matchup is probably fine.
You just named colorless with Iona. It's fine.
Because the what was I gonna say? The non-Tron matchups for Fulminator Mage are good. This archetype kind of dunks on. Like you beat up Jeskai control, you beat up blue-white controls. Like you don't need Fulminator Mage in those matchups. So I think that's a good suggestion. All right, what are we doing? We had a donation to keep us